Hello out there. Welcome to the Heavy Montez podcast and my comedy show. Some people say that karma comes back to get you when you do people wrong. They say when you lie to somebody, those lies come back to you, America. And you have to tell more lies to get yourself out of those lies. And that's where the Republican Party lies today. The state of our nation is in turmoil. We have a convict president backed up by a criminal Republican Party, backed up by the maggot church, backed up by the Heritage Foundation, backed up of several other organizations around the country, backed up by right-wing podcasters making tons of money, backed up by Fox News. Fox News is running the country. A South African owns Fox News, immigrant. And immigrants, they say, we said that the Republican Party, said that immigrants are no good unless they're white. If you're a white person, they say, you're okay. But if you're a person of color, you can't be here. Huh? You got to leave. Huh? You know. So, America, I say the country is in turmoil. Let me pull it together. Huh? We are at war. At war. I took my truck to the gas station today, and diesel was $4 a gallon. I said, damn. America. Donald Trump don't know what he's doing, and the Republican Party don't know what they're doing. Can't you see? Huh? Open your eyes and listen with your ears. Huh? And turn off Fox News. Fox News is Donald Trump. Huh? They get together and say, what are we going to tell these assholes today? We'll make up some stuff. You believe it. And you believe it. That's the reason why you're suffering today, because you believe it. But you can get out of it. You can get out of it, America. What you can do is register as a Democrat and vote these Republicans out, and don't fall for that old line that the Democrats are just as bad as the Republicans. There's nothing out there as bad as the Republicans. You know, the Republicans don't tell you who they are. They play everybody for fools because they believe that they are dealing with boozers and suckers. And, that is a great philosophy. Huh? I can tell you why they succeed. They tell the maggot women, you gotta obey, you're gonna scrape the hell if you don't let us beat your ass, and obey what we tell you to do. Have as many children as we want. Shut the hell up. Get out of here. And I've seen them do it. When I lived in West Virginia, I sat in my car and I was horrified how some of the men were treating their wives. Because these women depend on them for food, depend on them for everything, and these men mistreat these women because to a maggot, it is, your body but their choice. And it's in the Bible, and you see, you can't trust them maggot preachers. Them maggot preachers doing all kinds of things. A maggot preacher just shot and killed 2 people in Minnesota. A maggot preacher just wounded 2 people, more people in Minnesota. That's saying maggot. A Trumper, And the sad part about it all, America, is what the maggot is fighting for is Trump. You see what I'm saying? Is the Republican Party. Because the Republican Party, when they described Joe Biden, they were describing themselves. So maggot, what you gonna do about it? Huh? You've been fooled. Are you still acting like a damn fool? Huh? Is it true that maggot is a cult? Is it true that MAGA is mental illness when a member of a cult, the Trump MAGA set, go out and kill and two people and shoot two, they've been magnetized. It's hard to come back if you admit that you were wrong. So if you are still with Donald Trump, then you are Donald Trump. You should be defined as Donald Trump. No one should come near you because you are evil. How can you defend such a despicable human being? How? You defend him because you are that despicable human being that puts a sign, Trump, in your front yard to make people fear you. But we don't fear you anymore. That's the reason why we're protesting. And the next protest is going to be bigger than the one it is. Donald Trump right now have a 0 approval rating. Who can trust somebody like that? A fool. A clown. A court jester. Out there embarrassing the greatest nation in the world. And they are backed up by a criminal Republican Party. Half of those jokers in the Senate, they say, are Russian assets. They're working for Russia against us. Won't stand up for Ukraine. And if we give Ukraine the weapons that they need, they can take Vladimir Putin out very quickly. Because Vladimir Putin is a weak man. Weaker than Donald Trump. When somebody like Vladimir Putin can control the president of the United States, that president is weak. A freaking taco. A freaking chicken. He needs to be impeached immediately, America. He needs to go. Get his ass out of there by voting him out. The man is a lunatic. I have, in my opinion, I have a video up. That video got more hits than any of my other videos. You can look at it again. Has Donald Trump gone mad? That was the title. And the maggots came on, cussing me out, calling me all kind of names, telling me that Donald Trump's going to save America. He's saving us all right. He's saving you, saving your ass for the devil, leading you straight to hell. You know what I'm saying? Trying to take down the country. We ain't down for that. We're going to get them, America. We're voting them out. And we're going to expose these cowards, these cowards in the House. All they did was investigate Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, lying, the lead witness in the Joe Biden controversy was a Russian spy. America. And the American people still voted them in after they made a mockery of the Congress. Because we had 77 million racist, misogynist maggots. That's right. Know your number, America. Know your number. Some of them might have changed, but don't depend on that. Grow the Democratic base. There are more of us than them. And after this stuff, after they almost starved to death out there in North Carolina and in Mississippi, and when their forests burned down and Trump tells them to go to hell, say, look, we took your money. You paid your taxes. Most of those maggots don't pay taxes, in those red states. They're just ignorant, stupid, don't know what's going on. They see Trump, teeth falling out of their head, living in damn trailers, courts, They ain't got no money, and some rich guy on, TV, Sean Hannity, $22 million a year, tell him that his country stink and liberals and black people if he did that. I'm not going to go on and say exactly. I'm just saying, hypothetically. If a rich guy tell you that, and you believe that crap, then you should be starving. The Democratic Party should not have to beg the American people to let them help them. You people in the red state, remember a line that maggot fake president said to black people. Said, what do you have to lose if you vote for a Democrat. Huh? The only thing you have to lose is that it's going to prove that you were wrong. Huh? It's going to that you were wrong about the Democrats, and the people who described them were lying to you. Huh? So what do you have to lose? Huh? What do you have to lose? Because you were poor yesterday, you're going to be poor tomorrow. Huh? You're going to be poor as long as you're hanging out with those Republicans, because those Republicans don't give a damn about you and your family. Your children die in schools. Huh? They don't give a damn. Huh? Your kids don't get the education that they need. They don't give a damn. They shoot down black kids in the streets. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about nobody but Donald Trump and money. Huh? And now they want us to come to us with their hands out, saying that we need to add $15 trillion to the budget, to the deficit, excuse me, and give to those sorry ass billionaires. America, get your shit together. Huh? You people in the red states, stop being ignorant. Because I'm going to tell you something. You know, if you're that damn ignorant and you don't want the things that the government can offer you, the government say, hey, okay, well, shit. If we give them food stamps, they vote against us. We try to help them, they vote against us. We try to fix their roads, they vote against us. We give them infrastructure, they vote against us. Huh? You know, what if the Democratic president said, okay, screw those red states. You know, we're not going to help them. We're only going to help the blue states. Will that make any sense, red states? Your ass will stop. You better stop messing around with this blue state. Because Newsom told you. He told your ass. He's tired of taking the abuse from ignorant people. Don't even understand that they're paying you away. You know, third largest economy in the world. You should be proud. Hey, California, shit. We have a state of America that's great. That's not what America says. A small town. Come on down here. We ain't gonna allow nothing to happen to you in this small town. Small towns where we gonna be. Ain't shit the small town, man, but hate in some of those places. You know what I'm saying? Hate in some of those places. Those places were designed for hate, to keep black people out. The same way the big blue cities are too. You know? To keep the minorities out and the poor people. That's what we got going here, America. Huh? So we in the Democratic Party, when we take over, we need to go out and have a strategic plan on how we're going to take care of the American people, and we need to tell them we're not giving them anything. Yeah, we're just taking the money that they pay us and making sure we spend it in an effective manner. Now I want to talk about John Thune from South Dakota. He didn't take his ass back to South Dakota. You know, I told you they asked him. They said, Mr. Thune, you know, John Thune, if you don't know it, is the Republican head of the Senate. Okay, all right, the majority head of the Senate for the Republicans, you know. So they asked him, they said, you know, you're spending $20 trillion, you're adding it to the debt. Why isn't that an increase in the debt? He said that it was a microeconomic effect. You know, I had my team to look it up, and they came back very quickly and said, excuse me, and said that's whatever figures he wanted to be. You see what I'm saying, America? That's treachery. That's an outright liar. You see, he came and lied to you. He's spending $20 trillion more and telling you he's saving money. And you still support that trash? Are you crazy? Huh? That's what he's telling you. He can't say the Democrats are dirty, they're doing this to us, and they're doing this to us, because they control every damn thing, including that MAGA Supreme Court. Huh? They are responsible for your life now. You know, you can't blame Nancy Pelosi. You know, you can't blame her husband. You can't blame nobody but your stupid ass for voting for Donald Trump. You know, so I hope you change. I'm talking to you maggots. I hope you change. I hope you get your life together. Because I tell you, a little hot here. I'm sweating a little bit. Excuse me. You know, but I'm having a real good time because we got these guys on the ropes. But anyway, this is a long podcast. I got to go. So let's have a great, great time. knowing we're going to take over that house. And please subscribe to the Heavy Monte YouTube channel. And I love to talk about these Republicans. And Donald Trump, you a fake ass president.